Wouldn't it be nice if the SAG strike was finally over and highly anticipated movies like Deadpool 3 would finally come out and finally be shown in movie theaters? I've been wanting to see Deadpool 3 for a very long time now, but the SAG strike only pushed that back, the release date for Deadpool 3, even further and further back. But thankfully, there was a good reason for this, which brings up today's question, and that is, did the SAG win? And to answer this, the answer is yes, they did win, and there's a few reasons why. But first, what exactly is the SAG, and why are they on strike? The SAG stands for the Screen Actors Guild, and basically they are on strike because they are unhappy by the working conditions that they are working in. Now, here are 3 reasons why I believe that the SAG strike did in fact win. Number 1, higher wages. Number 2, regulations on AI. And last, but certainly not least, we can resume filming of new materials. Now, going back to my first point, I state that we'll be looking at higher wages. According to the SAG tentative agreement, they state that on November 9th of 2023, they will raise all of the members of the Screen Actors Guild pay up by 7%. They're going to rise their pay once again on July 1st of 2024 by 4%. And in July 1st of 2025, they're once again going to raise their wages up by 3.5%, which is very good considering that their wages are not very good. According to the SAG tentative agreement, once again, they state that 85% of all members of the Screen Actors Guild are being paid less than $28,000 yearly. That is absolutely terrible, and you can go find literally any other job that will pay a lot more than $28,000 a year. This is absolutely terrible and cannot pay for any kind of proper living. But how does this have relations with inflation? As we all know, inflation is always on the rise and is always going to be increasing. We simply cannot stop inflation at all, and unfortunately, it's always going to keep rising and rising. According to the Washington Post, they state that inflation has rose in 2021 up by 7%. It has rose once again by 5% in 2022, and in 2023, it has rose over 3.5%. The Washington Post states that they are predicting that next year, or 2024, they predict that the inflation is going to rise only 3%, which is great, meaning that inflation is slowly going down. And as inflation is going down, and the wages for the SAG members are going up, this means they won't have to find new jobs like going to have to work at McDonald's because they are being improperly paid for. And this is what the strike has fixed. They have fixed their wages. But they also have fixed something else, which leads me to my second point for today. And that is that the SAG is preventing any use of AI for content without the actor's permission. According to the deadline, they state on November 12th of 2023, they state that the SAG is wanting to have regulations on AI because they have been using AI to improperly use actors' likenesses in movies they were not even a part of. And the actors are losing money because they can't be part of the show or the movie because they are simply have not been paid for. And unfortunately, sometimes it is the actor's fault because before the strike happened, all the actors had a choice of being paid $5,000 to $6,000 to have a full scan of their body so that they can be used in any other movie without having to be paid at all. And thankfully, the SAG strike is wanting to make sure this does not happen again. So they're going to be putting regulations on AI to make sure that there is no improper use of this and the actors are being fully paid for their work. Now, Moving on to my last point, I state that the strike is finally over, which means the production of movies and TV shows, and including live performances, are able to resume production. According to CNBC, they publicly stated that on November 9th of 2023, that the SAG, remember, is the Screen Actors Guild, has been on strike for 118 days. During the 118 days, they were not able to film any new content at all, meaning that new movies coming out and new TV shows coming out haven't to put on a complete stop because of the strike. But you may be wondering, hey, wait a minute, there has been movies that have been produced and have been shown in our local theaters. And in fact, yes, there has been movies that are still being made. But right now in the United States, there is you cannot film any new content. So the new movies have come from other locations and other countries being brought into the United States. But you may be thinking, now hold on, what about the Barbie movie? Didn't that originate in the United States? Well, in fact, yes, it has. And Mattel has kept quiet about the Barbie movies for a long time now. In fact, at the end of 2022, the Barbie movie has been done filming. They just need to add a few tweaks and to finally be released into movies. And so during the 118-day strike, they were able to push the movie out of theaters because they were already done filming. And that's why you were able to see the new Barbie movie, because even during the strike. To conclude, here are 3 reasons why I believe that in fact, yes, the SAG did win. And it's because of these 3 reasons. Number 1, increases of wages. Number 2, regulations on improper use of AI. And last but not least, the production of new materials such as movies, live performances, and TV shows are able to go back into session. Thank you.